When you work up the courage to speak to someone in Portuguese and the response comes back in English, it can be absolutely gutting. You immediately think, I must sound awful. They think that I suck. I probably shouldn't bother trying. I'm here today to stop that narrative in its tracks and give you some tips on how to persevere in Portuguese when people respond to you in English. If you are learning European Portuguese, seja bem-vindo. This is the channel for you. My name is Liz and I help people who are relocating or retiring to Portugal to go from saying their first words up to having their first conversations with native speakers in Portuguese. So if this is what you need, hit subscribe and stick around. So this situation is so common for anyone learning Portuguese. You try so hard to memorize what you want to say, you go ahead and say it, and the response comes back in English. The first thing I want you to realize is that this might not be a reflection on your Portuguese at all. Yes, you are going to jump to the conclusion that it's because your Portuguese is the worst, but what if we reframed that negative thought? Here are some other reasons why they could be doing this. Number one, they want you to feel more comfortable. They don't necessarily know that you are making this monumental effort and that you really want to practice your Portuguese. For all they know, you need or want to be rescued. I think this is actually the most common one, and therefore it is not a reflection on your Portuguese at all. In fact, if they are responding to you, it shows that they've understood you, so you're not doing as badly as you think. Number two, they are in a hurry or just not in the best mood. In transactional situations like being in a shop or a cafe, I think this one is also common. So remember, the person might just be rushed off their feet or simply tired and they want to speed things up. It's a shame when this happens, but to be fair, it makes sense. So try not to beat yourself up when this happens and just try again with someone else next time. Or maybe just make sure that you're picking your moments and that you're not doing this in stressful, busy situations. Number three, they want to practice and show off their very competent English. This one is going to be very common, especially if you are in a city. So again, not about your Portuguese at all. It's just because other people feel very comfortable and confident in English. So what can we do to turn these situations around now that we hopefully feel a bit better about ourselves? Well, first you just need to assess the situation. If we're talking about situations 1 and 3 that I mentioned there, then you should definitely persevere. But if the person is grumpy or giving you bad vibes, just try again with someone else later. So if you are going to persevere, we just need to make the other person understand that you really want to practice your Portuguese. And we can do this with some very simple phrases. These are the ones that I recommend to my students. Estou a aprender português. Queria praticar. Preciso de praticar. Podemos continuar em português? Or you could go for some flattery. O seu inglês é muito bom, mas quero praticar o meu português. Pode ser? You can pause, rewind, repeat these phrases as much as you need to feel confident with them. And if your pronunciation is letting you down and you need some help with that, I do have a free pronunciation guide that is linked in the description that will cover some of the hardest sounds in Portuguese to pronounce. These phrases should be enough for somebody to smile and oblige if they are going to. Again, remember, not everybody is going to want to help you, but don't worry about that. You can't win them all. The important thing is to keep trying and to keep your goals small. Don't set yourself really big targets and loads of phrases to memorize and then feel defeated when you get stuck. Just keep your goals small and then your confidence is going to build from there every time you succeed. Don't forget the magic words when you are stuck for what to say next, such as desculpe, não percebi, or podia falar mais devagar. I do have a whole video on what to say when you are stuck for words, as well as a video on what to say instead of não percebi. So I will link those in the description so you can check those out next. I hope this video was helpful and that you're not going to beat yourself up next time you get a response in English. With these tips, you will get there, and this is all just a part of your journey. If you want to continue to build your confidence and conversation skills in Portuguese, stick around. I have over 100 videos on this channel for you to learn from. And if you want to go further and study with me inside my Portuguese Pro program, you can head to the description and take the free taster lesson if you are just starting out. I promise you it is the best place to start to make progress fast. I'll be back next week with more tips and tutorials, so I hope to see you there. Ciao for now.